Well, my friends, a month ago we put out an ask. The ask was this: send us evidence of helpers, of heroes, of men and women, boys and girls in your community who were reaching out, who were making a difference in a season where a difference was so badly and so desperately needed. And we were overwhelmed by your response. More than 1,000 posts and emails and notes came in, videos, pictures of the helpers showing up in the community. And today on the Live Inspired Together episode, we get to share with you one that I'm super excited about, because instead of receiving from you, I get to pour back in to our community. So buckle up, get ready for a ride, because you are going to love this Live Inspired Together episode. Friends, this journey began way back 4.5 weeks ago when Patrick O'Leary, a 12-year-old little boy with brown eyes, looked up to his daddy and said, after watching the news, "Dad, is it gonna be okay? Is it going to be okay?" And over the last 4 weeks, your work, your emails, your posts, your chalk art, your love in the community has reminded Patrick and everyone else who's tuned into the videos, by the thousands, by the way, that indeed it is going to be okay, because heroes still live and act and work among us, and that we are called to be heroic in the way we live our lives. I have been fortunate enough to experience that kind of love in my own journey. After being burned at age 9, I needed heroes. I needed clear answers around the question, is it going to be okay? And as I stood on the front mat of our house on that January 17th morning burning, is it going to be okay? Pretty sure at that point it was not. It was my brother Jim who reminded me that it was. And then it was my two sisters in the front yard, Amy and Susan. And then the actions of Katie and my sister Laura. And then the heroism, the love, the words, the grace of my dad, and then my mom in the emergency room. And then the staff, the custodial team, the nurses, the RNs, the CNAs, the doctors, the entire village from these hospital organizations that come around the patients and guide them forward a possibility. But they can't do it by themselves. They also need the community as a whole to step forward, to cheer them on. We've had lots of evidence over the last 4.5 weeks of the community cheering forward the healthcare professionals. We received that too. We had love letters come in from all around St. Louis, that's my hometown, around the United States, and around the world. Got a letter from Ronald Reagan saying that he and his wife Nancy were praying for us. We got a letter from the Vatican saying that John Paul II was praying for this little boy. Trees were being planted in Israel. This was a global movement of people, helpers, heroes, servants, leaders showing up. And one of the great leaders for my story is a guy named Jack Buck, who showed up and became my big. Day, after hearing about a little boy who was burned terribly on 100% of his body, 87% third degree, rather than ignoring the story or building higher walls, Jack Buck left his home. He came to the burn center the following day, just the first day of my recovery, shows up and says to me, "Kid, it's going to be all right. Have faith and fight. We'll have John O'Leary Day at the ballpark." Encouraging words to hear when you are 9 years old, when you are burned, when you are in darkness, when you're dying, but when you've just met and come face to face through the beautiful voice of a guy named Jack Buck, your childhood hero. And that voice and that hero, his example, that encouragement came back into my life again and again and again, day after day after day after day, for 5 months in hospital. You know by now, for those of you who follow me online, the story of Jack Buck. If not, Google Jack and the Kid and prepare yourself to be blown away by love, by grace, by leadership, by helpers showing up. Seeing the opportunity in all of our lives through the lens of those who serve me. We've been trying to give back in the community too. We've been trying to be a big for those around us. We've been trying to support the community, to encourage, to show for organizations to be part of their leadership training, part of their webcast going forward. We've been trying to volunteer in the community. And now I think we've done maybe our best work yet this week. On Tuesday, there was a book that rolled out in the United States and soon around the entire world called, get ready for it, In Awe, baby. The book In Awe is on bookshelves. It is available online anywhere that you order your books. It's about rediscovering your childlike wonder to unleash meaning, inspiration, and joy. It's about learning from kids so that we can become a far better version of ourselves going forward, to rekindle what children have naturally so we can apply that going forward. One of the stories told within the book, though, is about Patrick O'Leary again, this little boy who wanted to know if it was okay, challenging me to be more generous. And I won't tell you the story now because I want you to read about it. But he challenged me to be more generous, and that challenge was accepted 5 years ago when he challenged me, but it's being accepted again right now. I am a big brother. My wife is a big sister. We are a big family. It's part of an organization called Big Brothers Big Sisters. I happen to also be a board member down there on this wonderful organization here in St. Louis. And hearing the challenges that they face organizationally, the difficulties that our community faces right now, we recognize the calling for heroes to show up and to make a difference. And rather than just saying, hey, people, go do your thing out there, go make a difference. You can do it. You can be a hero. We wanted to live by example. And so 100% of the profits from the sale over the first week of our book, In Awe, are going directly to my favorite organization. They are called Big Brothers Big Sisters. They change not only the life of the littles and the little families that they support, they absolutely change the lives of the big brothers, the big sisters that they guide into these conversations, into these relationships. And so know this, on the front side of your week, on the first day of the rest of your life, we have an opportunity not only to record beautiful pictures of sidewalk chalk and healthcare workers being celebrated by the community and kids being celebrated by their teachers and police officers being celebrated in the community and all the amazing things, more than 1,000 episodes that you sent my way. But we have an opportunity to make a difference in the communities where you and I live and work. It doesn't start over there or over there, someone else, some other time. It is today. It is time. It is you that can make the difference. You are called to be the helper. My friends, Fred Rogers' mom used to remind him, Fred, when you get scared, look for the helpers. There are helpers everywhere. You, with more than 1,000 reminders, have shown me this truth still, even today. And we wanted to remind you that it is alive and well, not only out there, but through our work, through our collective generosity. So I want to thank you, first and foremost, for being part of our Live Inspired Together movement. I want to thank you for all the episodes that you've sent our way, all the conversations, all the tweets, all the emails, all the pictures, and all the videos. I want to thank you for sharing this with your community. I want to thank you also, for many of you, for buying a book called In Awe. We, for the first 3 days of this week, are already trending at #1 on Amazon in several categories. So clearly your work is mattering. And here's the awesome thing. Not only will you get an awesome book when it arrives in your mail or on your device, you are going to make a difference. 100% of the sales of this book this week go to Big Brothers Big Sisters. We want to be helpers with you. So my friends, I want to thank you for being part of our movement. I want to encourage you to keep sending in your evidence of the helpers and the heroes. Go ahead, do so right now. Email me at together@johnolearyinspires.com. Go ahead and check out more about Big Brothers Big Sisters. Learn about that amazing organization. Learn about the work that they do. Learn about the opportunity you have to engage with them. So my friends, for this time, and until next time, my name is John O'Leary. I am a little, I am a big, and this is our day to live on fire, live in awe, and live inspired together. What? You're still here? You want more inspiration, you say? Well, my friends, I hope I can help you with that. On Friday night, we are having our virtual book release party for the book In Awe. If you haven't yet ordered the book, you don't know much about it, you don't need to yet. Just join us for a night where we get to celebrate some of the main characters from within the book, the idea that led me to write the book in the first place, the impact that In Awe is already having, and ultimately what it means for you. So it's going to be an awesome way to spend part of your Friday evening. It's going to start at about 7 o'clock Central Time. It's the kind of thing you won't want to miss. It's the kind of thing you'll want to share with your friends. It's the kind of thing for those of you who are quarantined right now with family. You could choose to watch The Tiger King, and I get it. There's some interesting things you can watch with that. Or you can choose to watch a truly life-giving release party when we celebrate In Awe and we celebrate its application in your life. So I can't wait to see you Friday night, 7 o'clock Central. Information is below. Join me, and I look forward to to continue in the journey where we live inspired together.